All right, greetings. So turn up the video speed. You know, everybody says that line, spend local, buy local. And generally, I'd like to agree with that. But I got this other part to that line. Oh, you want me to buy local? You got to hire local? You got to hire me? And how did I come to this outlook on life? I grew up in a broke ass logging town, as I've mentioned before. A lot of good people, not enough good jobs. Paper mills, we lost two of them over the years. Wood mills, there's still some of them around. And I remember when I used to apply for jobs after I got let go from the garbage company. Yeah, I had enough money to pay off this house. The funny thing was, I was working in another state doing van life so I could pay this place off. I didn't see any real money around here. This place, not no offense, this is not okay people, but this place is nepotistic as fuck. And a same similar kind of thing where I grew up. I'd go and apply for Lord knows how many jobs, and Lord knows how many other guys were applying for the same jobs, and how many of those guys actually were related to somebody or just, handsome, good looks. Let's be honest, it's kind of a halo effect. If you're beautiful or you're handsome, it helps. Ain't no doubt. But I'm not exactly ugly, but I'm kind of a rough looking dude. And the funny thing is, I'd be more than qualified for a job, but there'd be some lame ass reason. And I got to thinking when I was unemployed for that about a year and a half or longer, 2 years before I went OTR. I remember when I got unemployed, I went to the unemployment office and said, if you help me upgrade to a Class A, I will be employed tomorrow. Tell me, truckers out there, am I wrong? I mean, any day I want to go back to trucking, I could just start applying and I'll have a job like that. And some of the companies are a little persnickety. Well, do you have a year of current experience? Okay, I get that for insurance reasons. But there's more than enough mom and pop companies that are like, wait, you got 9 years of experience, 10 years of experience, OTR? Sure. Like, they'll be all over me. That is such a different experience from what I had looking for jobs in my hometown. Like, when I can get a job in I bet if I really put my mind to it, half a day, I could probably apply at 2 or 3 companies around here. Job. Now, take the experience I had where I grew up. Like, there were a number of years, like when I lived out in that woods for the 4 years, buddy's dad had the land, rented it for $100 a month, built my own yurt, wood stove, laid back, very, very beautifully spiritual. But I worked at a meat plant, little mom and pop place, cleaning it up. And I stuck with that job for years because of that fear of, am I going to be able to find anything better? I'd apply at places, but I'd kind of get that little bit of discrimination. And it wasn't a white black thing. It was just too many people, not enough guys, so everybody becomes nepotistic. I mean, I remember cases where I'd see guys getting hired for jobs that were above me, or at least my pay grade, I should say. And these guys were drug addicts. These guys were friggin' idiots. And now I actually had a good hearty laugh or chuckled laugh. I remember one guy, he wrecked a forklift into something. And I'm like, yeah, you guys deserve this. You hired that idiot. And the only reason he got that job is because right people, my dad knew your dad in high school, blah, blah, blah. So that experience of me applying for jobs, and I had shopped at all these businesses my whole young adult life. Like, we moved over there to that particular West Coast state in the late 80s. So most of my conscious life, I had always been part of that town. And yet, when I actually needed something, and luckily I was on unemployment at the time, I was helping a friend. She had a bad back, so I was helping her take care of her kind of little farm, Harvey Ranch. She had horses, goats, or I should say sheep, even a donkey, dogs. What's fucking crazy about that type, she actually could pay for a lot of the hay through doing dog training classes. So she paid for most of her livestock's feed just by rich people who wanted to teach their dogs how to move sheep. It's pretty cool. But in that year and a half when I was on unemployment, eventually, at one point, I just started applying to jobs like a lot of people. You just apply for whatever, you fill out your deal, and get no calls back, so you get $5.25 a week. Because I was making decent money back when I was a garbage man. But that experience really got me to thinking, yeah, should I buy local? They're not hiring me. And then I got a buddy of mine's like, well, that's not how you should look at it. I'm like, bullshit. If someone's going to tell me I need to spend my hard earned money at their business, but they wouldn't even hire me myself because of some dumbass reason, like they just look at me and say, I don't like that guy, but I'll take his money. Fuck those people. So I started having more of a different outlook on it. If buying from you may cost a bit more, but I save this much time working on something else. So I free up how much time. So maybe it's worth a little bit more money. Otherwise, I'm just going to go, like when I did this remodel, some things I just go 50 miles south because it was a way better deal. I'd load up as much as I could in the van. My brother-in-law was there, so we'd load up stuff. And doors, that's a great example. Doors are so fucking overpriced. I just loaded up. But the one line I also had on that whole buy local thing, which is part of the reason, even though I like the concept of it. So let me get this right. You want me to buy local, but if I turn around, look at the tag on that product, that says made in China. It says made in India. Made in some country you don't even know how to pronounce the damn name. So you're telling all us to buy local, but you don't even do that yourself. Where's the American shovel? Where's the, made in Cincinnati product? Oh, shit, that doesn't exist. Oh, maybe that's at the grocery store. Only because they haven't found a way to ship it back and forth cheaper. And by the way, go to the Dollar Tree. How much of that food is literally a product of China? I'll still eat it. Just being real. But yeah, I got to thinking about that. And I'm like, yeah, it's got to be more convenient. And I got to see that you, individual area, did something for me. Because I could tell you when I was trucking, I am the best money. Truckers and people from other areas are the best money you could ever have. You know why? Because they're not taken out of your economy. No, they just show up and they spend money. We make money everywhere. And then where we bring it back to just benefits from where we go out and get the spoils of our, let's say, spoils of war. We bring it back. But I'm at the point where I look at that whole bringing the money back to people, and I look at it back a little differently. Like, what are you going to do for me? And I think it's an honest way to look at things. Because, if the same people that want you to spend local wouldn't even stop to piss on you if you were on fire, why the hell should you help keep their businesses afloat? Just saying. Anyhow, this is Freedom Bill. Like, subscribe, turn up the video speed. If it was me, I'd be listening to me at 1.7, maybe even 2 times the speed. But yeah, y'all have a good day. Take it easy.